In today's episode, I complete my Need for Speed childhood dream by fitting Underglow to my 1000 horsepower drift car. What's up guys, we're back here in the workshop and today we are fitting an LED underglow kit to the Volvo 745 drift car. Now I don't know about you, but when I was younger, say 20 years ago, my favourite game on the PlayStation was Need for Speed Underground, and one of the coolest things and the first modification you did was fit the Underglow kit because the game was all in the dark. I've wanted to do this onto the Volvo since we built it. I'm basically reliving my 10-year-old dream here with this car. We've got this full kit. We've gone for a premium kit this time. This is the Pro version of the Hardtuned EL-Glow kit that I bought online. Now you can buy really cheap kits and recreate something similar for like less than 20 quid off Amazon or eBay, but from experience, those kits don't last. They look great at first and the LEDs slowly start failing and then you're left with something that looks crap. This kit already has a really premium feel. You can tell by like the connectors. They're like proper connectors and the thing actually comes apart. In the cheaper kits, it's all like one big string of lights. So from the start, this is easier. We've got two really long 180 centimeter side kits. We've got two 90 centimeter bits for the back and two 100 centimeter bits for the front. Then it comes with a Bluetooth controller, remote control, really nice on-off button. If you buy the Pro kit, cheaper one, you just buy the cheaper kit. Comes with the full fitting instructions. For once, I'm actually going to read the instructions because they've done it really simply on a big bit of card. And the first thing it says, important, please test first. So before we fit it to the car, let's lay it out on the ground and see what it looks like. Yeah, through the front first, middle, back. So if you get the two front ones out, this box is going to go on the floor. Left and right, into the front ones. I'll take one of them. So that one plugs into that one. This one plugs into this one. I've got the side ones. They are long boys. Like, there is some linking pieces to go in between here, which I think we need to use actually. You have to just make sure the female goes with the male.
Yeah, the other way around.
Yeah, I know, I was going, mine were lesbian for a second and it wouldn't work. I like that they come on like a nice little reel as well. What we need to do now is connect these to the battery, and they're already terminated. The red goes to red, black goes to black. Did something happen? Whoa! Oh. Look at that. That's pretty sick. Ben, turn the lights out. Oh, this good. At the moment it kind of looks more like Gypsy Fairground ride.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Are you ready? But obviously we're going to run it with the blue one. That's the one we're on about. Banlan X.
That sounds Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I always find it funny how like China can like make the coolest, like most advanced cars or like tech, and then the names are just like really awful. I don't know what I've done here to make them, don't really know what, only changing one side. Right, so now we've tested their working, let's get the car on the ramp and actually find out where we're going to attach them to. Because this bit was easy, and that bit can take a little bit longer to find the right place. Right, so we've got the car up on the ramp. We've been looking where we're going to put these. Naturally, obviously, you've got a few places where you want them. You're going to want the front ones as far forward on the bumper as you can. So we're going to look to mount it somewhere inside the bumper. What you don't want to do, you don't want to have any of these showing. You want it to spread out and be a glow. You don't want to actually see that it's coming from the LEDs themselves. So having it like hidden is good. Now here, obviously, we have nothing flat, so we're going to have to get some metal cut and bolt something up. We also want it to be removable on the front for competitions, so it doesn't get all tangled up and ruined. So you're going to come in the middle, all the way around. The cables are then going to come and we're going to do the side bits. Now, I was thinking we might have to do some fabrication here, but actually behind the side skirt and this little lip, there's a really nice smooth section. So I think we can just stick the middle ones all the way down here, and then we've got a bit of a jungle of stuff that moves to get through, especially with the Volvo being live axle. All of this stuff, even the whole diff, moves up and down. So that's going to take a bit of working out. And then when we get to the back, we are going to have to fabricate something here because half of our car is missing because it's a drift car. On your road car, you're probably not going to have a big hole into your boot. So we are going to have to fabricate something along here. It's going to go here, and yeah, then we just got to connect it all up. So think what we're going to do now, put the car back down, put the interior bits in place where we think we're going to need, start feeding the wires through, and then connect and work our way back, doing it roughly, and see what it looks like. This side's hot, yeah. We can run a little grommet here, and then we're on the cold side. It's probably better. Right, so we're just looking in the engine bay. What we're going to have to do is go inside, mount our battery, which is in the right-hand side footwell, conveniently. We're going to have to come through somewhere, and we've got the hot side here with a turbo. That'll probably melt cable, so we're going to try to go in, across. Hopefully there's enough cable to meet us in the middle.
Yeah, so that can sit there, and these could run back across the back.
Yeah, so that can go underneath. I feel like we need to work this out and then get back on the camera. We've worked out that we've got enough cable. We're going to drill a hole here, put a grommet, and then that will go to those, and then everything else reaches to where it needs to be.
Can we run it up underneath here, in here? You run it down the outside under there, and I'll put back out here somewhere.
Yeah, probably easier.
I think
We're not drilling a hole. This is definitely one advantage of doing this to a race car, is half the pieces of the body are missing. It makes it for a bit easier routing. Now we need to go lift the car back up again and start connecting the LEDs. Going up. Now we're going to hook these back up like we had it on the floor. This kit's even got little like nice rubber seals inside, so that's pretty cool. Go on,
Yep.
So what we're doing here is we're going to get them like in a rough place, so we can connect the whole system up, and then once we finish filming, we're going to make something a bit better.
As always.
As always. Right, so we've worked out that this does work if we stick it on here, so just giving it a quick clean with some brake cleaner. And these have actually got 3M back to, well I said 3M, just China, but hopefully they're sticky. Right, ready to stick it? You put yours where you fit as far back as you want yours. How far forward can yours go? If we go like that, can we just check? Yours good?
Yeah, good.
Cool, so we've got the middle sections fitted on now. I've connected the front to the back. We need to tuck that away, route it properly. And now we're going to finish fit the back bits, and then we can test it. Exciting. Just a note to anyone watching the video, this is not how you would leave it on your car. This is just to show you what it looks like, and then we'll spend hours doing it properly. Right, so she's all connected. There is a bit of cable management to do. We need to make an actual proper mount for the front and the back, but there's enough for us to turn the lights off and see what it looks like. So let's get it down off the ramp, see what it looks like. Right, so obviously, before you do anything else, you actually have to connect it to your battery. We've put a fuse in place, but we've just got to extend some cables. So we're just going to connect it to the battery pack. Cheating really, but doing it for you guys. This takes ages otherwise. Yes, that looks so sick. Yes. 10-year-old me would have an absolute hard on right now. There's so many options with this. You've got like disco mode, you can choose colors, look at that. And I think there's actually like a music mode. Should we try that? I think that is probably meant to go with the music inside your car. But on the limo, it's going to sound sick. And I don't know, I don't know what tones it would do on the road. You're going, rah, pop, 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 pop. You know, strobes. All right, so that looks absolutely sick in the garage. But let's take it outside and see what it really looks like on the street. That looked absolutely sick out in the dark. I still can't believe that I'm able to have this car and to be able to drive it on the road. It is literally like living the Need for Speed dream that I had when I was a child. So Yeah, I thought before we end the video, seeing as those of you are still watching at this point, I thought we'd just show you that we actually did fix how we mounted the lights. We didn't just cable tie them all on. So what we did is got these nice bits of aluminium, cut them to length, used some P-clip, or like big Jubilee P-clip things, so we can take them on and off. So obviously when we're drifting in a competition, we're probably not going to want these on here, so we can easily swap them out. And we did the same on the front, so now it's nice and secure. We can take it all on and off as and when we need them. And something else you might have noticed is we have upgraded the coolant system. So from PWR, we now have a front shroud and a rear shroud on the radiator. Now, what that means is, whereas before we were kind of just circulating hot air in the boot of the car, we've now got the front of the radiator only getting air from the outside. So we've got two massive brushless fans, so they're sucking all the air from the outside, which is going to be ambient. And then we've got the shroud on the back that's pushing the air underneath the car and out the back. All right guys, I don't know about you, but I think that turned out absolutely sick. It is just how I imagined it. And this is a really simple mod that you guys can do at home as well. I think I paid like $200 for this kit. It comes from Australia, but it's a real top quality piece of kit versus like the £20 kits you get on eBay. One of the cool things we did as well, which turned out really cool, is we actually fitted it so it goes through the Haltech PDM, so we don't have to use the standard buttons come like this, but we've got it on the keypad now. So you just press the button there and she comes on. And what's really cool about this kit, it's got this little like delay, and then it comes, when you turn it on, it doesn't just come on in like one go, it kind of goes to the back of the car. Driving in the night, this makes it pop. It's going to look really cool at the event, especially if we do any night demos or night drift events. And with the Arlon reflective wrap, now the car just absolutely pops. So that's super sick. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to some competition now on this thing, especially if it's dark. But yeah, definitely recommend this kit. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. It means a lot to us. It keeps the channel going. So yeah, and see you on the next one.